Before we talk about it, let's take a quick review of what we talked about last week. Do you still remember what is the difference between the three concepts? Discovery, invention, and innovation. Is there any difference between the three?
Comes at the first stage.
Mm-hmm.
When we discover we have a problem, or it's an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, different timing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, different time. So, yeah, actually the three, they have the similarity. They all create something new. And discovery is like we uncover something that existed in the real world, in the nature world. So for example, the Faraday discovered the electric current. And the invention is that we create something new that has not existed in the past. So based on the discovery, Alexander Bell, he invented the protocol telephone. And what is about the innovation? It's based on the invention, discovery and invention, and they made a continuous improvement to the product and also create something new to meet the market. So this is the innovation and the difference between the three. Okay, so this is the topic we're going to talk about today. So there's some question around this topic. What is an entrepreneurial opportunity? And what is the difference between opportunity and ideas? And how can we classify the opportunities? Okay, first, before we talk about the opportunity, I would like to share a case, a real case, and to see how a specific entrepreneur identify his opportunity. This is David Friedberg, and he is a former Google employee. He founded the company Weatherbill in 2006. So let's take a look how he identified the opportunity. One day, he drive to work as normal and passed by a bike hut. But that day, it's raining. So the bike hut, this bike hut is near a park. So normally, a lot of people, they rent bike and ride around this area. But that day, it's raining. So the bike hut was closed. Sorry. So the bike hut was closed that day. And he was thinking that, oh, it's a pretty crappy business. So this guy going to earn money, it's totally depend on the weather, to depend on how many days it's going to rain in a given month. So he's thinking that he's trying to do the statistic analysis and to see how it happened. So it said that 70% business will affect by the weather every year in the United States, which amount is about $4 trillion every year. So he's thinking that if we could analyze the weather data and to predict the probability in the future and about the weather event occurring, so we can cover those business and to pay for them if they got some loss. So it's pretty much like the insurance. So the company, they pay for it every month, so they got the coverage for their business. So this is the idea. And based on this idea, he founded the company, Weatherbill. And guess what? 7 years later, in 2013, this company was sold in $1.1 billion. So it's great amount. And he changed the name to the Climate Corporation. So this is the opportunity that David Friedberg identified and start his business. Okay, so question, how do we distinguish between ideas and opportunities? We know that we have a lot of ideas, right? Every day, every moment. But what is the difference between the idea and opportunities? Not every idea can become an opportunity, right? So there should be some difference. Let's take a look. Idea is pretty much like a seed. It's a concept, notion, or thought, and we plant it in the ground. And the opportunity is like the extra factors that might affect the seed to help it develop. So it could be like the soil, the temperature, or the expertise who plant this seed. So it's about the extra circumstances, the factors that help to develop the ideas. How to define opportunities? Here, Beringer and Ireland in 2006 give the definition. So an opportunity is a favorable set of circumstances that creates a need for a new product, service, or business. So he also breaks down the opportunities into several key elements that surround the opportunity. The first one is anchored. So it should be anchored in a specific product or service. So this is the start point. And the second element is timely. We often talk about the window of opportunity. So the opportunity should have the timeline. It can't be too early and can't to be at the end of the tail end. So it should be like in a specific timeline. And the next element is attractive. So an opportunity should be attractive to a set of people. So you need to think about, is this attractive for some specific audience? And the last one, durable. We also need to take durable as a consideration when we define the opportunity. And we need to see that how long it will be last. And it can reflect on the existing product. For example, like the iPhone series product, it has existed for a long time, so it's durable. So this is the 4 key elements that surround the opportunity. Do you have any questions? Okay, let's go on. So how we classify the opportunities? Here, I introduced a 2 by 2 metric and help us to understand more about the opportunity, how to classify opportunity. So this dimension is about the problem, undefined and identified. And this dimension is about the solution, unidentified and identified. So let's take a look. The first one, so the problem is unidentified, and also we don't know the solution. So at this quandary, we call it dream, because we are still dreaming. We don't know the problem. We don't know the solution. There is a lot of possibility. We can't focus only on a specific one. So we are still doing the research. We are still like dreaming. And the second one, okay, now we know the problem, but we don't know the solution. At this content, we call it problem solving. And the third one, here, we know the solution, but we don't know the problem. An example sounds quite weird. We know the solution already, but we don't know the problem.
Coffee.
What?
Coffee is a solution.
Okay, we call this technology transfer. What does it mean? That we have a technology, we know the solution, we have already find the technology, but we don't know how to use it, how to implement in the market. So we don't know what problem we can solve. So we call this technology transfer. At this stage, we know the solution, but we don't know the application of this technology. And the last one, business formation. So at this quadrant, we know, the problem, we identify the problem, and we also know the solution to this problem. Okay, that is perfect. So this is the business formation. So this is how we classify the opportunity. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. So, this is what we're talking about. First, we talk about what is an entrepreneur opportunity. It's a favorable set of circumstances around create something new in the product or service. And what's the difference between the opportunities and ideas? Ideas is pretty much like the seeds. We plant it in the ground. And the opportunities like the surrounding, the extra factors may affect it and help us to develop the idea. Then we classify the opportunity. We use quadrant to classify the opportunity in two types. If we don't know the problem and we also don't know the solution, we call it dreaming. And if we identify the problem, but they don't know the solution, we call it problem solving. And if we have the solution, like we have the technology, but we don't know how to implicate it, so we call it technology transfer. And the last one, we both know the problem and we also know the solution, we call it business formation. So this is what we learned today. Do you have any question? No? And here's some reading I left for you to help you to understand more about the opportunity. And tomorrow's seminar, we are going to talking about the discuss how do entrepreneurs develop the opportunity. Okay, thank you for today. Thanks.
Thank you.